And we live. What's up, Breezy?
Not much, not much. Just...
I'm over here hyping shit because, boy, my shit taking off. I put this shit on. Okay, so to bring y'all up to speed, right? I had went to Mo Game Con about a month ago, right? And so I had this video out there circulating on YouTube about Mortal Kombat 11, right? And now everybody is running to the bank. They shout me out. I asked one dude to link the video, but the dude who so this shit is just taking off and going up. The video went from like maybe, I don't know, 20 views on YouTube or whatever, and then blown all the way up. It went like, it's like a 2K or something like that. People running to the bank to see the original video. So, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I want to shout out my guy Rich from the video game show for, you know, inviting me to the first one. I've been going for the last 3 years, and from my understanding, Breezy, they don't have Daniel Pesina and Daniel Pesina, Master Daniel Pesina, and Richard DeVizio. They didn't have like the best relationship with Midway and Acclaim and Warner Brothers or whatever for the first few games, because they got compensated, but they didn't get compensated as much as they, you know what I'm saying, as much as they supposed to, I guess. You know, they had signed a contract and they didn't get, you know, they didn't get no residuals or nothing like that. And it kind of, they've been on Polygon, different websites talk about it. So when I asked dude, you know, of course, when I asked him about Mortal Kombat 11, you know, Daniel Pesina's brother is working for NetherRealm, and he basically said that the reason why the game wasn't coming out was I'm gonna link the video for people in the chat. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't coming out because it wasn't announced at E3 because they had problems with the demo. And at first, I ain't even gonna lie, I was kind of upset because I'm like, yo, y'all link the video so folks to see like the whole thing, because they really, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, I was like, I was getting ready to go at one of these dudes. But I was like, nah, let me just roll with it. Just keep it rolling. And let me holler at Breezy and see how he feel about it. Because this shit is big. I mean, we just put it on N4G like 2-3 days ago. You know what I'm saying? And then it just took off like a rocket. I put it on Real Gaming News, and then we put it on N4. John put it up on N4G. This video right now is at 24,000. I mean, not 24,000, 2,400 views. It's got it's like one of my most active videos to date. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like, so how, you know, now, you know what I'm saying, people are kind of questioning the story. That's why I think they too. Oh yeah, he did put the shout out to the Dynasty on YouTube. He put the full video in the script. Shout out. Because the other dude, you know, didn't even shout out to that man. He just put it up here. So, you know what I'm saying? But yo, so this is a big win right here for the team right here. So he got on Twitter, Daniel Pesina. He said, yo, it was an educated guess. He kind of started walking it back because, you know, it could be an NDA, you know, that's in the you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it is most likely NDA related.
So he's like educated guess. So I think I think they I think they did that, you know, to protect his brother's job, because it'd be jacked up if his brother just got silently fired and then we find out later. That's why I asked afterwards. I was like, yo, is this cool for me to put out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just run up on people, just start rolling. I let them know if I'm already rolling, that we rolling. And they saw me at the video or whatever. Did you see it, Breezy?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody getting fired over this way. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because jobs is hard to come by. I mean, but it's going down. Yeah, so it's setting the world on fire right now. So
Yeah.
Torrance shouted us out on the podcast and everything. So you know.
Oh, wait, he shouted out Real Gamer News or
no? He shouted. I told him to shout everybody out. Everybody. So yeah, man. So anyway, I just what was I finna say? I just wanted to go ahead and share that with everybody. But today we here talking about this Eminem because I knew you. This Eminem kill shot. This, and I'm gonna just say right now, Breezy. I don't think bro got MGK up out of here. It was hard, but I don't think it was a career-ending diss.
Okay.
What you thinking, Breezy?
I'm like, because I followed MGK for a bit, and I stopped. And if you, I mean, because it's, oh God,
it's
is this the whole topic for today?
No. We got some more because this is more beat.
Because like this is a lot to talk about. To be honest with you, the MGK Eminem thing. You know?
Nah, not for real. I mean, MGK. We can just keep the short version. Like, all
right, well,
MGK has said something about his daughter back a few years ago. I personally think it was unjust, and he forgot how old the girl was. No. And you know what I'm saying? Because one clip I saw, then they was telling me another clip floating around where he did know after that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I make a comment about somebody's child, and I'm not sure about, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure.
It was more than just that, though. It was more than just that. It was because he has this interview with Sway.
Oh, wait a minute, Breezy, hold up, wait a minute. Oh, you back? Okay, he had got the interview. What?
Okay, he did an interview with Sway where he talks about what really pissed him off. It wasn't even about him saying Haley was attractive. It was the fact that he started doing a press run about his daughter and how he finds her attractive. And then from there, he started going on to various platforms doing freestyles, calling him out. Then he had the one song with Tech Nine calling him out. And he's like, okay, I really don't want to respond to this dude because if I respond to him, it's going to give him more traction than he's had in the last 5 years. And what people started doing was they actually went to Google using Google Analytics to check for MGK. And if you look at his analytic data from the time MGK has been around to this Eminem diss, he was flatlining. He didn't have anything really going from him until this diss. Yeah, and I follow MGK.
He signed. I keep telling y'all quit signing these damn deals because when y'all independent, when he was independent, it was way more.
I doubt that because I followed this dude and I followed a lot of the music he put out. He does have a couple of good songs by himself, but his most popular songs are with other artists. Just that's facts. Mm-hmm. His most popular songs are with him with other artists. He's good, he's talented, but he ain't as good as he thinks he is, and he's not as talented as he wants to be. And Eminem had the best line in the diss. He said, "I had to give you a career just to take it from you." And truth be told, that's facts. Because MGK, while he was hot, he wasn't really doing shit. And his scene is really that punk rock, Daft Punk type scene. He ain't, I mean, he a rapper, but he ain't got that. Like, Mac Miller has more fans than MGK. Malcolm Moore has more fans than MGK. Like, MGK had a couple good songs, but that was it for him.
That's because he went and he signed.
It ain't got nothing to do with signing with people. He's not hot. He's not that good.
I mean, we said the same thing about French Montana, and then French Montana.
He's not that good.
Well, French Montana came with some hits, and now French Montana is like bigger than life now.
What did he say at the end of the diss? The day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admitted that he put the hit out that got Pac killed. MGK don't put out hits like that. He don't. at all, and that's his biggest problem.
I think because he signed. I think this is a problem.
It ain't got nothing to do with signing.
No, because it is, because when you look at, like I said, French had got signed, and he had what was that song? What's the name of that song? That song, Shawty had it. I forget the name of that song. Damn, what's the name of that song? Shot Caller. That's the name. French had got signed with a hit. So over next year, no, I'm saying, wait a minute, because Akon just got them talking about it on Drink Champs. Like, he couldn't, like, Diddy wanted to sign these guys at that time. He signed Los, he signed MGK, he signed
Los ain't got a hit. MGK ain't got a hit. And you know why they don't got hits? Because they're just like Cassidy. They kind of battle rapper-esque rappers, and it's hard to get a hit for them because they stuck in that battle rap mentality. That's why I just said to you, MGK's biggest hits is when he's featured with other fucking people. He needs somebody to help him make a hit. He can't just make hits on his own. That's his biggest fucking problem. He's his own problem. It ain't got shit to do with Diddy. His hottest songs are fucking remixes.
I mean, we can say the same thing with what's that boy name? G.A.S. G.A.S.
Yes, absolutely. Same with G.A.S. Same. I'm not gonna deny that G.A.S.'s biggest hits is him either shitting on somebody else, doing a remix, or getting co-signed. You could say the same thing with Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky's a fucking parody rapper like Weird Al Yankovic, and he needs to go around and fucking video bomb T-Pain shit or video bomb Snoop Dogg shit just to get on. Like, hey, I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with that, but like, listen, in terms of the rap audience, core rap audience, the true hip hop heads, these motherfuckers would never pop with us because they ain't really saying shit. That's the thing. It's not Diddy's fault this nigga can't make good music. It's him. It's him. Because you look at Eminem, right? We could just compare them to Eminem. Eminem has a huge catalog of crazy, cool, awesome fucking music. From the shit he did with D12, from the shit he did with Dr. Dre. Hell, his debut to everybody, he was pissed off at his mama, cleaning out his closet, and burying his ex-girlfriend in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had songs like White America and all these other crazy fucking songs.
Hold on, Breezy. You sounding like Darth Vader. It's all good. We know, because that's the damn hurricane fucking up shit again.
Anyway, long story short.
Hold up real quick. Peace and blessings to everybody that's in the Hurricane Florence pathway. We want everybody, prayers up for everybody. We hope you getting out of there safe. That we is not joking about that, but it is probably fucking up the communications now that way. But anyway,
yeah,
go ahead.
But it's okay. In terms of MGK song Rap Devil, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to listen to by far. It's easier to listen to because it's a hip hop type of track. It's his most popular, well, not his most popular track on his own, but as of late, it's his most popping track because I went to his YouTube channel and I went to his Wikipedia page. And a lot of his singles by himself haven't really been popping that well. He has a couple from like 2-3 years ago or like a year ago, but you do the Google Analytics search and ain't nobody really looking for him. So this is like a good song for him to come out to really rev up the engines about who he is again, right? Mm. But I'm saying his song is easier to listen to. But as far as lyrical content and shit, Eminem's diss is far better. He won this, hands down. And the people saying he didn't, one, you don't know Eminem, number one. And I'm not talking about just because nobody messed with him. You don't understand lyricism. My nigga, in the first 30 seconds of his diss, he calls this nigga Stan. And you remember the song Stan, and MGK says he's a Stan. He writes the song as if he's replying to Stan and Stan's brother, and he says he's his dad. And he's like, I'm not mad at you because you remember Stan killed his girlfriend and his baby and himself in a car, like, bruh. That's the first 30 seconds of his diss. So it's like, MGK is a good rapper. He's not an amazing rapper. He's a good rapper. There are a lot of people better than him that can get on and should be on, but they're not. And it ain't Diddy's fault that this nigga ain't popped. And I'm so tired of this argument.
I'm tired. No, I feel like people need to but that opens up a whole different conversation. Yes, the songs need to be there and he need to drop more frequently. I think that's the other part too, is like MGK, he came out and he had a whole bunch of stuff, but when he got signed, that stopped all of that all of that
didn't
music.
Stop it, bro.
No, it is, because when you do, because this is the thing about it. I was trying to do an interview with, I'm not gonna say his name, with a friend of mine, and he was signed. And at first he didn't want to do the he still don't want to do the interview. But the thing is, he didn't want to do the interview because at the time he was signed, everything he did, whether it be an interview, whether it be an appearance, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, whatever he was doing, he had to get it authorized because he was signed to a label. Like,
so go get it authorized.
But see, Diddy is that type of person. If you have to constantly stay hot. Once you dip, your hotness dip, then like, he had that little period between Wild Boy and Ocho Cinco, and then that song he had with Pusha T, Peso.
Again, features. He's getting features to stay relevant.
Well, Wild Boy was his song, but still, he had that, and then he had, what was the other song with what's the name is with him and Jeezy. He had a period, and then it was just like, I'm just saying, and when you have a period that you have lows between the content. No, I'm saying it's the same
I
thing.
get what you're saying, but when you're okay, if you're signed to a record label, right, yes, and you want to put out a song, it's far easier for you to put out a song as by yourself with a label head, because they only have to clear it with you at that point and whoever's over you, versus when you have a Jeezy or a Pusha T, because now you have to clear it with this other niggas group of people. There's nothing stopping him from putting out a mixtape. There's nothing stopping him. He put out mixtapes, but there's nothing stopping him from making a hit fucking song. He doesn't need Diddy. When he first popped, he popped without Diddy. Diddy came to him to sign him. So in my point, what these niggas do, and let's just put it out there, what they do is they pop, they make a hit song, a record studio comes along, and they think the record studio is now gonna put the fucking baby cradle out, put them in the baby cradle, and rock these niggas to stardom. And that's not how it works. You gotta keep fucking grinding. He only has himself to fucking blame. Even if Diddy said, fine, I'm gonna let you go, he still needs to make his own music and make himself pop. He still has to do the legwork, and he ain't doing it. He happy touring fucking Michigan.
I think he got a little, like you said. Oh my God! Wait a minute. So MGK has been banned from that Piff. I tried to go on and go look for their music on mixtapes. Only one mixtape is on there. He got banned. I don't know how that happened.
I see a bunch up here.
No, on that Piff.
I'm on that Piff.
Oh, well, I guess they had
I got Rage Flag, Black Flag, Lace Up, EST4.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Oh, that's machine. You got to type it all the way in.
I got him here. He's here.
Okay. Well, okay. So the point I'm making is my bad, y'all, because you had to type it all. You can't put MGK on that Piff. I didn't want to put that out there. But the point I'm making is, like you said, they get signed, but they gotta put the legwork in. They gotta do all this, but there is a what is it?
Another hoop you have to go through to get your shit out there.
So that's what I'm saying. So my point is he needed not to even sign. He needed to just keep doing his own thing, because once you get under that umbrella, it does make it hard. I'm not putting it all on Diddy.
I think he needed to sign personally. I think he needed to. And the reason I think he needs to is because if you just go off the tracks he has by himself, some of them are dope tracks and some of them are complete not dope tracks.
No, but I'm saying go ahead, Breeze. Go ahead.
Well, I think he needed to sign because he needs to do features like with Pusha T and Camilo, the other Spanish chick, and Jeezy and stuff like that, just to keep himself relevant. Because if he was doing it off of his own legwork, he would be nowhere near where he's at right now.
But you can pay for them features, though. You can pay.
You think MGK has money to pay for a Jeezy feature?
For a Jeezy feature, yeah. I mean, he was making at the time when he got signed. He had sold out his own tour. Like he had sold out.
How much is that? Dollars and cents. Not Not to mention taxes on that. Not to mention feeding his wife at the time and his kid. And then you got to factor in his own heroin addiction he had at the time. Like, let's just keep it a buck. The man had a lot of shit going on. He was hemorrhaging fucking money. And he needed a leg up. The Diddy sign gave him a leg up because, you know, the record label is going front for all of those features and producing his shit and everything else like that. So, and then the travel cost to travel to, even if he stayed in Michigan, that you only have so many fans that cities you could tour in the state of fucking Michigan.
He's in Ohio, but even still, you know
Ohio then, wherever. There's only so many touring you can do and, you know, collecting money from there. Like, bro,
but see, the thing I saw with MGK now is MGK, he got weed. He's a model. He's been in a couple of movies. He's been doing some shit. He's been getting some paper. It ain't like he just been sitting around. The music, I think he let kind of sit on the back burner because he getting, you know what I'm saying? He been getting a lot of paper. So I think too, I don't know. It might have been something else underlying that in the background that we don't know between him and Eminem. And it seemed like it's coming from.
M got tired of this motherfucker calling him out, and he wanted to tell him to shut the fuck up. So he smacked him a little bit with the not alike verse. Then MGK responded. Then M came with Kill Shot, and then also in the interview with Sway, M was like, "Yo, I went too far on the original diss and had to write another diss."
Oh well, I don't know. Well, anyway. Hopefully MGK will come out and, you know,
he'll sit his ass down. That's what he needs to do.
Well, sit your ass down and come on out with another, like, if you want to go back and forth with Eminem.
Bro, this nigga M, he took his whole diss, threw his diss back at him, and then threw a line in there from 8 Mile. This is your shot. This is your moment. Don't blow. Like, bro, that was M doing light work way after Dre said the first diss he came out with was too much.
Well, okay, this is my thing.
Sit your ass down.
Or MGK can come out with a hit record and keep it moving.
That's what he should do if he can do that.
But I think he's gonna come back at Eminem one more time. And I don't know if M gonna have another. If he do, I don't see Eminem coming back and forth with. I don't see them gonna be going back and forth. I really wanted to see the Joe Budden thing, but Joe Budden
ain't gonna do shit. But Joe Budden trash.
Joe Budden, I don't know. Joe Budden on them, he dissed Drake 6 times, man.
But that's Drake.
And Drake.
Nobody knows Drake don't write his shit sometimes. Like, listen, Joe Budden, I'm fucking done with Joe Budden. I'm gonna tell you why I'm fucking done with Joe Budden and why I fuck with Remy Ma. Remy Ma called his ass out on his podcast that's now on iTunes. And she said, why won't you respond to M? And instead of this motherfucker saying why he won't respond, he had the chick next to him change the topic conversation about, all these rappers come out and beefing with people and stuff like that. And that's corny and this, that, and the other. And when Kendrick did that on KOD, everybody got mad. So, like, man, fuck that shit. This hip hop. If a nigga diss you, and you old school hip hop, Joe, if a nigga diss you, you supposed to respond in kind, not, well, when he say something good enough, I'm going to get off the couch then. I'm going to come. Like, you ain't coming out of retirement, Joe.
Well,
shut the fuck up, Joe.
I feel like this is the other part too. Like with the Joe Budden diss, I kind of feel like the M's argument with that was kind of weak because everybody else was like, I don't play that game of if I rock with you, if you do some whack shit, I'm not supposed to say nothing about it, or you know what I'm saying. I feel like you got to be honest. You know, and that's what's wrong with this game. Everybody expects somebody to kiss this because we just like when you tell me if I'm
honest with him. Everybody was honest with him. Everybody said your shit was sucked. There's motherfuckers right now. This is why you gotta watch these interviews. Because there's motherfuckers right now saying Kamikaze as an album sucks. It's trash. It's shit. But it's number one in like 48 fucking countries.
Kamikaze was but see,
Joe's full of shit.
I think we got Joe Budden to thank for this album because if
we don't. Joe is full of shit. If Joe is not who to thank.
If Joe Budden, but that episode did like 3 million views. Breezy.
Don't matter. It did 3 million views because Joe had Crooked Eye came out and talked about the issue Joe has. Joe had an issue with Eminem when they first signed this man. Joe talking about M didn't want to support, M didn't want to put in work. And Crooked Eye, no, it's bullshit. Because Crooked Eye came out and they have an interview on the pull-up would Crooked I and Joe get into the shit. And Crooked I say, Joe, why would Eminem give you the money to promote an album when at that time you weren't promoting publicly shit? At that time you were drugged out of your fucking mind, and you weren't responding to the emails everybody kept sending you, even us as members of the group. You had checked out mentally long before we wanted to come back and do a second one. And the motherfucker even said it, Crooked I even said it. He said, look, he had us for 3 albums, and we were banging out tracks left and right. And on the second album, when he always liked to fucking complain about M doing his own thing, he said M told us to do whatever we want. He support us. He put up $300,000. $300,000. Then you go and look at the interviews. M going around everywhere talking about Slaughterhouse. Then you get him in the fucking interview talking about, oh, I wish Slaughterhouse would have popped. I don't know why that first album sucked. Everybody said it was my fault, so I pulled back and I told everybody to let them do it their way. The motherfucker said it. Crooked I co-signed it. Like, Joe's full of fucking shit.
Well, I think Joe was more so looking at it as they came in and before. I think he's looking at it as a bid. He looked at it as a business. He looked at it as, okay, we signed to a major. We're not finna get all this money up front. But he thought he thought that Eminem was gonna be on the road, gonna be having them open up for shows like Ross did with Wale and Meek Mill, and it didn't make sense to him. So that's why he did. He
was already on his way fucking out. And this is the next thing. And this ain't me speculating shit. Crooked I himself from Slaughterhouse said, my nigga, yes, M could have been out there opening us for us, but you know M don't tour like that. Number one, M don't tour like that. That's the first thing. But he said number two, every interview, even when he did the rap battle shit for ARL or whatever rap league it was, he was promoting Slaughterhouse when he was doing his shit. So it's like you can't even say that about him.
I think the first album kind of like
it flopped.
It flopped, and Joe got upset. So he got upset that way M was moving compared to Ross, compared to Birdman, compared to other people, and he thought that was what it was.
And instead of communicating this to his group and to the record label and to M himself, right? Instead of doing this, he checked the fuck out.
Joe said, he even said it himself. He said he wasn't the best person, and maybe he should have told them, but he thought it was apparent.
It was his, okay, but no, fuck that. Everything is apparent when a motherfucker leave on some shady shit.
Well,
Crooked I said himself, we supposed to be boys.
They didn't know.
Got the shit tattooed on his body. Joe told me something. I was putting subliminals in my music saying I wanted to be done. That's some roundabout way. That's some hoe shit. Why didn't you see that I was upset? I blinked 3 times at you type shit. Ain't nobody got time for that.
See, the thing about it is, Joe was on this thing about it. They knew Joe was on drugs. They knew Joe
don't was fucking matter. You want to talk about business, head of your fucking business. Well, don't fucking matter.
No, but I'm saying they didn't have no problem with it because they didn't care how it went because Eminem, they were signing Eminem. They was geeked off of being signed to Eminem.
No, they weren't, my nigga. This is why I say you need to watch the fucking Crooked I interviews.
Well,
and you need to watch his pull-up episode that motherfucker won't air.
Okay, well, if he won't air it because of that, then that's what it is.
He on some hoe shit. He don't want people to change the fucking narrative.
I mean, well, he said it himself. He wasn't the best person to work with, and maybe he should have communicated that. He probably was scared because he didn't want to be. He did say that he didn't want to communicate it outright because he didn't want to be the person that's problematic. He was just out there. He was trying to be cool, laid back Joe or cynical Joe, just doing the music. He tried to go along with it. It wasn't working for him. So he said, fuck it. So, I mean, if it ain't working, but it's my thing about it, though. I don't have a stake in this either way. I just feel the whole thing stemmed from him. That was 2 different things because they asked him about Slaughterhouse way back in the day. He kept it on Everyday Struggle. He kept it classy. The fact remains. Fuck all that other shit.
That's what I'm telling you.
No, I'm saying. If I think some shit is trash, like, okay, I'm going at least if we cool like that. Now, Joe and Eminem was never cool like that.
Don't matter. This your boss. Okay. You couldn't go right now to your job. Right now to your job. Me and you work at the same job. We cool. We have our show. You telling me and we supposed to be cool and signed to this job. You telling me you're going to go on your personal show and air the boss out of the company that signs our contracts and you're not going to let me know beforehand? You jeopardizing my money and your fucking money, but guess what? You're not even jeopardizing your money because you already out.
No. I'm talking about the album. You getting it confused.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, but if I don't like an album, it's music.
Just say you don't like the album. When the motherfucker says this is the worst thing they've ever heard in their life. Do you know how much music you've listened to in your life?
I feel like this. I felt that last album I had listened to the album like 3 or 4 times, and at first I was like, okay, cool. But as I got to listen to it, I'm like, this shit sound forced as hell.
It's a bad album, but the nigga took it extra. He took it extra.
Even still, it ain't about keeping it extra. That's how he felt. Like, my nigga, that's my thing is that if you gonna
how he felt, the nigga already got beef with him. He already got beef with him, and this is the worst album in your life, my nigga. If a motherfucker, that's like me telling you, Jeezy, this is the worst article I've ever written that I've read of yours that you ever written in my life. You be like, really, Breezy? Really, you ain't read no shittier N4G articles or something?
Well, no, but see, this is the thing. This is 2018.
Oh,
no. Let me go ahead, because just like I told you earlier before we got started with this about how people was like trying to question the validity of the Mortal Kombat 11 post when we gave the backstory as to why dude is walking it back and everything else like that, and how the one dude, he was on there. Sound like one guy was happy. He was like, oh man, this is the first tidbit of news, man. Shout out to that boy. Link in the description. The other dude was saying, yo, and I went and comment. I was like, hey, here go the video. Here's the other video to give you the back, because the one dude had even said, you sound hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? Because you sound first you saying, okay, this could be true, but then you're gonna say, oh, it's fake news. But this is the dude who has got the closest connection to that dev team right now, and he basically he contradicted himself. So
now imagine if you knew that nigga, and this was a nigga you knew for years, who you promoted, who you put on, who you tried to help get their shit off the ground, and he's saying this shit about you.
It happens all the time. But this is the difference between
that's unfucking acceptable.
Hold on, wait. 2018 Killzone versus 2008 Killzone. 2008 Killzone is calling people writing these songs, going back and forth with motherfuckers, when it really, if that's how they felt, that's how they always felt. So fuck all that going back and forth and wasting energy with motherfuckers. Joe Budden did not like Eminem from the GOAT. So he should not have even signed. All right,
so then if that's the case, if Joe Budden didn't like Eminem from Jump Street, right? If he don't like Eminem from Jump Street, that means
he likes him as an artist.
He has an implicit, he don't like him as no fucking artist. If that's the case, because the niggas, okay, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna come to the artist shit. If you know from Jump Street you have an implicit bias against this person, that means everything out of your mouth I cannot take as word. I have to take as you on some fuck shit, because that means you're not viewing it with an objective eye, because you already got something against me, right? Now, as an artist, this motherfucker said he has made better music in the last 10 years than M has. When you look at that 10-year period from 2008 or from when Joe's last song came out to that 10-year gap, you have music in there that got 1 billion fucking views. Some of it is storytelling shit that he likes to hear. So to me, this is a motherfucker just ranting and raving like motherfucking Alex Jones or some shit.
I think when he came back and he said he made a distinction. He said when Eminem first from trying to think 1998 to 2008 was Eminem's big run. Now, then when we get into this last decade, 2008 to 2018, I'll have to say Joe has had some moments with Slaughterhouse, by himself, the whole Love and Hip Hop, like the songs he put out around that time, the stuff that was happening with him and Tahiri, all that stuff. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily impactful like that, but I'm going to say for me, I listened to more Joe Budden, and I was against Joe. Now let me say this. I was heavily on the F Joe Budden train when I heard he's beating up all these bad bitches. But when it came out that these girls them stories wasn't corroborating to what actually had happened, and a lot of them chicks started walking back them lawsuits in the city in New York and New Jersey, found out that it wasn't necessarily, the evidence didn't stack up, and these chicks was lying, they was changing their stories, they was walking shit back, and they was really just pissed off that Joe Budden was cheating on them. I had to be like, hey, my bad, dog. Hey, you know, because I was wrong. Like, okay. So my thing is with Joe Budden, I agree with him saying that I rock with, it's more, Joe had his come up in the last 10 years where Eminem has kind of been maintaining. So
okay.
We can say now.
So let's bust this down.
Love the Way You Lie was a dope song.
No, I'm not even talking about Love the Way You Lie. We'll bust the shit down. 2008, 2018. One track, Not Afraid, 2010. Hot 100, cool. Peak Position, #1. All right, let's scroll the fuck up. Let's scroll the fuck up. We ain't gonna even talk about features. We're gonna talk about him by himself with it's his track. Crack a Bottle, 2009, cool. Peak Position, #1. I Need a Doctor, 2011, Peak Position, #4.
That was a feature. That don't count. We talking
that's
about
his song.
No,
it's his song with Skylar Grey.
No, Dr. Dre is I Need a Doctor.
Oh, you're right.
He was on that song, but
missed that one.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Missed that one. Berserk.
That's all good.
Berserk, cool. #3, 2013.
That was cool.
Okay. Rap God, 2013. But my nigga, you cannot say, and this is why.
Those were big.
Joe cannot come out of his fucking mouth.
Hold on. Those were big records, but it's the same thing. I can say the same thing about some other people. You can,
my nigga. His argument was he was putting out better music.
Records.
If you want to talk about lyrical content, that's one conversation. If you want to talk about biggest hit, okay,
that's what he came back and said. Lyrical content.
All right, we'll go for lyrical content then. We'll go for lyrical content.
Joe got him beat.
We'll go lyrical content.
He did come back and he walked it back. But my whole point of it is,
why is he walking shit back if he right?
No.
If he right, he walk shit back.
He was saying he misspoke because what he meant to say was
my nigga. See, this is the shit I don't like.
No, but
this shit I don't like. He goes on a fucking rant. He does the same shit Charlemagne does. He goes on a fucking rant and people call him out and say, "Nigga, you ain't never been this. You ain't never had no inspiring tracks like that," which is a personal opinion type shit.
Battling. We talking about back and forth.
Now we talking about battling. When Joe was talking about fucking lyrical content.
Joe Budden gave, like I'm saying, Joe Budden has went back and forth with a consequence. He's went back and forth with Wu-Tang. He has went back and forth with these people and fought these people on site. So I can say,
but it shifted. We've shifted now. Now we talking about battle rapping.
No. But that's all it was because
it wasn't that. He said he put out better lyrical content in the last 10 fucking years than M did. 2008, 2018. I listened to the same show you did. You not finna fucking cape for this nigga because I heard the same shit.
What I'm saying is this. While those records that M made were big, impactful, Joe Budden can rap his ass off, and
nobody's denying that.
And Joe Budden can also get in that ring with Eminem.
Nobody's denying that. That's why people want his ass to jump, but he won't.
Well, I mean,
he won't.
He ain't gonna do it because he
don't want to get ate the fuck up.
No, it ain't gonna be ate the fuck up. People just gonna side. He knows, everybody else knows.
They're gonna eat his ass alive. If we talking about hip hop shit, if we talking hip hop shit, let's fuck the bullshit. Ignore all the Twitter motherfuckers. If we talking about hip hop bullshit, we talking about that hip hop shit, real hip hop shit, lyricism and shit like that. His peers will stand by him. He don't need to win over the majority of the public like Drake doing his battles and shit. We talking lyrical fucking content. And if Joe want to have an argument about lyrical miracle fucking content, then put out the fucking disc with all your lyrical miracle fucking content and put it out side by side, and your peers will tell you whether or not you did the damn thing. He's so fucking worried about what a bunch of motherfuckers who ain't really hip hop heads gonna say than the real fucking hip hop heads.
Well, this is the thing about it. He knows. This is the thing about it. Like that's why I don't even, when you go up against somebody that's that huge versus where you at, where Joe is bigger.
But he went at Drake.
But see, Drake ain't. But see, the thing about Drake.
No, he went at Drake. You can't even. No, fuck that.
It was a chink in the thing. The reason why everybody goes at Drake. It was personal, and Drake had already put out his diss, and that was all that we needed because Drake fans was like, and even I was like, why is Joe Budden making all these fucking songs, even though they was hard? Drake won with just one bar. Like it was no. He said what he said, and it was it. So that's the whole thing that we looking at it. But I don't think it's gonna be the same thing with Eminem.
That this motherfucker. I think it's bullshit that this fucking guy. I'm gonna tell you why I think it's bullshit. I'm not getting off this. I'm not getting off this. I think it's bullshit how Joe Budden can say, "Oh, I'm not going after somebody as big as Eminem because Eminem's fans are gonna side with him anyway." But you win at Drake, and we can make the argument. We can make the argument. Don't fucking matter. Drake got fans. Drake is the hottest fucking rapper right now. Out. Period. Whether he write his shit or he don't, Drake can fucking put out a whole album of him sneezing 13 different ways, 13 different times. And motherfuckers about that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. If you have the balls to go at somebody like Aubrey, but not at Marshall Mathers, that's saying something. Okay, that's saying a fucking lie.
Let's flip it. Well, that was before he had retired from rap too.
I don't give a fuck. It don't fucking matter. It don't matter at all.
He said, "Fuck it."
It don't matter. Okay, that makes it worse. That makes it fucking worse. Listen, it makes it worse. I'm going to tell you why I make it worse. I'm going to tell you why it makes it worse for Joe. Joe's a hardcore lyricist. No argument about that. Joe's about them fucking bars. No argument about that. But you target a nigga who we know in the industry is known for having niggas writing his bars? And you know it's primarily a singing nigga?
Drake dissed him first, though.
Don't fucking matter. You target a nigga you know who potentially don't write his bars and is potentially is a fucking singing nigga. You targeted a singing nigga who don't write his own bars. But then when a real nigga come at you with some real bars and throws out a little tap and says, "Come out here," you say, "Nah, I'm retired. Nah, his fans gonna make him win. Nah, I've been putting out better music the last 10 years than Eminem did." Okay, my nigga, spotlight's on you. Put out a track. I ain't coming out retirement. You got to do something for me to get out of bed. He's selling that nigga at the liquor store with a 40 ounce in a brown bag who used to talk about back in my day. I used to pull all the bitches, little nephew. I used to get them out. Let me tell you. Like, that's how this nigga sound. He sound corny. He corny as fuck. He corny as fuck. That's how Joe sounds. He sounds like a bitter motherfucker who got upset that M signed him and his boys, and he thought this was when the bag supposed to come. He supposed to get the same limelight and spotlight as M, and when the shit didn't pop, and everybody paying their album, he's like, okay, we need to go back and do something different. So his boys said, okay, well, let's go do something different. And they had a democracy where they would all vote on shit. And he would get outvoted, and he got in his fucking feelings like, Key, do you like me? And he got in his feelings. Then he left. Didn't tell nobody he left. Then when they dropped the product, niggas is still signed to Eminem. They can go and finish their album right now if they wanted to and collect the bag. He ain't gonna do it. Instead of instead of him coming to them like a man and handling his business and saying, "Look, I'm out. I don't want to do this no more," and letting himself be released and let a slaughterhouse finish their project, he holding them niggas hostage. That's not some man shit. That's some hoe shit.
Well, I look at it like this. Joe felt like he
photoshopped this nigga with a 40 ounce next to him.
I'm saying, okay, this is to get off of this. I feel like when Joe is coming up with the raps, Joe is doing this, and this, and Joe wants to like do what he wants to do. He don't want other people in the pot, and that, you know what I'm saying, that comes from that's a whole different conversation as to why he does that, because it's really, really childish. But when you sign to people, that's what you end up doing. So it took Joe 15 years to be independent. And when he became independent, he stopped.
Which is retarded. Which is fucking retarded.
Well, I mean, the podcast.
Crooked I caught his ass out on that. Joe, you wanted to be independent so bad, we could have just knocked out 3 albums. Because when we was in the studio every day, we do like 26 songs. We could have did 26 songs or 39 songs, put out 3 fucking albums in 3 years and been gone and been free. If you really felt this way, Joe. Your own nigga who got the fucking slaughterhouse across his chest and his forearms is telling you this.
Now that you said that, I mean, why don't they just go and finish this shit?
Because Joe petty and he don't want to.
Well, again, he should not have.
Petty ass nigga. That's what he is. He petty. He petty as fuck.
Again, but it took that nigga. He was on the dope. It took that nigga so long, and that's what it. Sometimes it takes. Just like it took.
So
no, I'm saying.
Pettier than a motherfucker.
It took me a long time, Breezy, to get to the point that I was.
But that's different. And I'm gonna tell you why that's different. You and I were doing. We believed in the shit we were doing, and we were working for niggas for free. Just keep it a buck. We were working for niggas for free. We really believed in it. This was our first go around the rodeo. Joe and them are signing to big major labels with people fronting cash for them to make them pop. Okay, you got people who invested in you. You have people making meetings with you. Yeah, your first album didn't do that well. Yeah, the album you put out by yourself did better. But guess what? You're doing a group dynamic, and you got to figure out what flux with the group and what works. And this is just what happens. But if you really wanted out, you should have communicated that. That way, they at least could have had. Who knows what their careers could have been if this nigga would have just said, "Okay, well, nah, I don't want no parts of this," and they went their own way. Crooked Eye is still able to put albums out. No problems from M. The other nigga in the group is able to put albums out. No problems from M. Joe retired because people weren't fucking with him like that. They liked his lyrics, but they weren't fucking with him like that. No, the last greatest hit Joe had was fucking Pump It Up, and that was it. And that nigga got deflated after pumping it up.
Well, that was.
I don't hear no more from this nigga. He trash.
Hey,
fucking trash.
Look.
Put out the Crooked Eye interview where he flames your ass. That nigga said, man, fam, pull that shit. 15 seconds. He said, Joe, you full of it. You can't do that shit with me because I was there with you. You can't lie to my face. If your man is telling you can't lie to his face, pause. That tells you that nigga on some fuck shit.
Well, I don't know, because it seemed like when Rory and Mal,
fuck Rory and Mal. They ain't got nothing to do with fucking Slaughterhouse. They weren't there.
No, but they were Joe's management.
I don't give a fuck what Rory and Mal say.
Joe's management, Mal, we talking about now. Mal, I just found out was Big's little brother. So from Rockefeller. So when you got Mal and Rory off in Joe's ear, and they telling him, yo, this shit is fucked up. You should go and just leave, let this shit die or whatever. And they telling him because they know the business probably more, and he learned the business to be independent more than he did at all them other labels that he was with. But my thing, that's why I said earlier, just to get off of this shit, because we got some more shit to cover. Before we get out of here.
Excuse me. Motherfucker talking about something. You know what else this little petty nigga would do? With his boys. Listen. With his boys are like, bruh, let's go on tour. Let's just
Breezy up.
No, I'm serious. Because it's like, yo, his boys are like, yo, man, let's get together. Let's do the album. Let's record a song. Let's go on tour. You know what this petty motherfucker would do? He would always make sure whenever that they were free to do tour shit, he was busy. So now you denying your fans your own music out of spite. Out of spite. He's legit. Like, they legitimately, the nigga said, Joe, I got the email changed, Joe. You can't do this with me, Joe. I posted a link in the chat. You can't do this to me, Joe. I got email chains, Joe. You can't do this shit with me. I was there, Joe. The motherfucker said they outvoted him to hand ice cream cones out on the block at one point. And he's like, we shouldn't be doing this, but fuck it, I'm out here scooping up ice cream cones. And Joe voted for that bullshit. Joe's a fucking troll. He's a fucking liar. Don't fuck with him. He's full of shit. He don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Hey, but that podcast is fire though. So
podcast is funny, but he don't know shit. Like I'm about to put even Lord Jamar on some fuck shit. Raw Digger had to call Lord Jamar bullshit out.
Yeah,
because these niggas sounding like industry niggas. You can't come with the lyrical miracle shit because it's hard for the people to die. Just what the CEOs say. That's why we got a fucking sea full of mumble rappers.
Yeah. Okay. So on to the next topic because
fuck Joe Budden. That's the name of this podcast.
No, we ain't gotta do all that. I already made like 5 fuck Joe Budden videos. I don't really.
Well, I'm in your camp now. Fuck Joe Budden, man. He full of shit. He full of shit. Your podcast is cool. Rory and Maz and Mal is cool, but man, you on some fuck shit when it comes to industry shit and this hip hop shit. You ain't being truthful, my G.
Well,
You're not. You on some fuck shit.
That's why he's a better podcaster, better analyst.
You stay fucking retired. Your new name is Retired Rapper. Your album is coming soon someday. That's what your shit gonna be. Fuck the Joe Budden. The Joe Budden that put out Pump It Up and all that other shit with Slaughterhouse. I fucks with. Not this new Joe. Fuck new Joe. New Joe's full of shit.
Well, that's the same Joe Budden. He just got hired.
Nah, this ain't the same. This is some alien nigga. He got replaced. That's a doppelganger. That ain't the same Joe Budden. This is motherfucker some fuck shit.
Okay. So Katt Williams basically went in on Tiffany Haddish. And I didn't even get the chance to watch the whole thing.
I watched the shit, and he's right.
Well,
big ups Katt Williams.
Well, see, I don't know why we keep on going there. Like, it's the same shit he said about, and I fuck with Katt. Now, don't get it twisted. Katt is probably like one of my favorite comedians. He is he's in my top 5 along with Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Bernie Mac, and that last spot I got, like, just throw the whole King's Economy in that last spot. Anyway, so like, but the thing about it is Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, because Katt Williams was on drugs and doing a whole bunch of crazy shit too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think when they ask these comedians about that, they should just tell these older comedians, the Mike Epps, the Katt Williams, those people, those guys just need to keep it 1,000 and just be like, yo, we see what they doing. Much success to them and keep it moving. We here to talk about what I'm doing. Just like Tracy Morgan did that shit. He said, look, we not must respect Tiffany, but we not finna keep doing this shit. This is my show. I got Tiffany. I respect what she was doing. And they went in on Tracy for a second. But he came back and said, yo, let me put it to you like this. I apologize for how I came off or whatever, but every time I go, but it's just like, I think what needs to happen now is when these older comedians, because they had their time. The same thing with we were talking about with Joe and Eminem and all these guys. Like, even I have a problem with Eminem going in about the mumble rappers. Like, it's a different time. The gatekeepers didn't nobody stick together. They fought about a whole. This is a good segue. They fought about all that petty shit, that bullshit back in the day. Didn't nobody communicate, and if they did, if one person said something, it was a whole bunch of bullshit that was going on, and they didn't get together to control no shit. So now you got these new guys that are more than happy to relinquish their rights to film studios, to promoters and shit like to streaming sites and streaming companies. And they're getting bigger looks and bigger bags, even though they don't own the shit. Y'all gonna still make roughly the same amount of money. They may make a little bit more liquid right now. You gonna make, residual down the road. So I don't understand why we gotta keep getting. Just like I was saying earlier about my video and the channel and all that other stuff. Like I had I got up this morning, like, man, fuck these niggas. Like I'm on my way to church. I'm like, I'm bumping fuck these niggas getting up because this dude talking shit about my video. Like, I'm like, he's like, this little small youth. I'm like, my dude, I could have easily went, dog, you just did a whole bunch of top 10s and you rolled the analytics to make your channel. You know what I'm saying? And you was doing top 10s and news story, but everybody's fucking doing. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't do that to that one guy. I'm not going to say his name. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody running off. I didn't do that because I have a different attitude about this shit now. Fuck going back and forth with these niggas. Fuck going, because it makes you look like a bitter bitch. You know what I'm saying? Even though you could be dropping all the facts in the world, your attitude is what sets the tone for all this shit. Yeah, it blew. Yeah, this interview blew. Katt Williams special gonna do numbers. Katt Williams gonna make money. But I like Loopy. Shout out Loopy has showed me Kevin Hart last 3 specials is in the top 10 period of all time. Kevin Hart like top 10 or top 20 specials of all time. Katt Williams ain't even close. I mean, Katt Williams might have 1, but Kevin Hart got 3 on that motherfucker. Now he might have to chop that bag up But the fact is, he's still getting, you know what I'm saying? And these is all time. Black, white, Chinese, man, woman. This is all time. Eddie Murphy still #1. Still, after 30 years, damn near. Still #1. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this. Fuck, if somebody asks me about somebody, like, I'm gonna put it out there. Ruthless. We had him on the show. We did 2 shows last week. He was asking me about, you know, what was going. He asked me about a month or so ago after I got back from E3 or whatever, and I was supposed to, because I hit up. I'm gonna put the whole shit out there. I hit up Rich to find. I remember I was on the phone with you, Breezy, and I told you I hit them up to find out where to. Like, I was just like, fuck it, I'm out here. I was gonna do all these videos, and I even did one. I'm like, yeah, man, the haters, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want me to be out here, but I'm here. I'm doing the damn the jerk move to what they didn't, these niggas prayed on my downfall. I'm doing all that goofy shit, and then it just dawned on me. I'm like, did I just get here? Did I get here to get here, or did I get here to shit on these other people? So now I'm Katt Williams, or now I'm whatever. Just let them keep. I don't have no problem with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I got real problems and shit that ain't got nothing to do. Like, I'm still working. This nigga Katt Williams still working. He's not seeing the checks that Kevin Hart and them is seeing, but he's getting.
Oh, he is.
Well, even if he is, he still sounds mad because Kevin Hart is out working.
I think, because I watched that interview.
And that's every time they always bring these comedians up. They are in the spotlight. So they're gonna have to get over it because they're not in the spotlight like that. And if I'm Katt Williams, I want a fucking Emmy for doing some dumb shit on Atlanta. Fuck all that other shit. I want an Emmy award. Kevin Hart does not have an Emmy award.
And this is why Katt Williams. This is why Katt Williams went off on the interviewer, because at first the interview was fine, but the interviewer, the chick on there, kind of went at him a bit, and he was just explaining stuff to her regarding Katt. He went off because she kept poking. She kept poking, but what happened was he was explaining how he is so successful as a comedian and how you don't hear about his success because oftentimes you'll get a Kevin Hart or a Tiffany Haddish who's chosen by white America, right? And so you'll see them everywhere all the time, 24/7. But someone like him who wants to own his business and wants to own everything he does, they won't promote him. They want him to, you know, bow down and, you know, be subservient to them. And he doesn't do that. That's why you don't hear about him. And in the interview, she was saying that Tiffany Haddish is so funny and so amazing. And he's like, well, listen, I opened up for Tiffany Haddish numerous times. Well, not opened up, but, you know, he brought her onto some of his shows and his sets numerous times when she was a kid. And he's like, I find it funny how everyone says they love Tiffany Haddish. She's a great comedian, but she's not been on tour, nor has she done any comedy specials. And the interview woman was like, well, she's still funny and this, and the third. And he's like, ma'am, you'd be funny too if you were just reading a script. Anybody can read. And the interviewer really got in her bag about it, and she just kept going at Katt after that. But Katt was like, listen, I read Girls Trip in 2004. Okay? I knew many other women who could have played that role better, but they got overlooked because Tiffany Haddish whole shtick is being the loud, black, angry woman or ratchet black woman and wanting to have a white husband. And that is her shtick. Everywhere she goes, she says she wants to fuck Brad Pitt. And that now her husband of 15 years was abusing her apparently and everything else like that just so she can say she wants a white man. And he was like, I don't think that's funny. I don't think that's cool that she wants to be the loud black Negro ratchet friend, because we all have ratchet friends. You have a ratchet auntie, uncle, mom, sister, cousin, brother. You have family members that ratchet. You know somebody in the neighborhood that's ratchet. Anybody could play Tiffany Haddish role, but they picked her because she said she wants a white man. And he wasn't wrong with saying that. And he only went that far because the interviewer kept poking games. He was like, okay, well, yeah, I know Tiffany, she's doing good, God bless her and stuff like that. He even talked about Monique. He was like, listen, when Monique was begging Netflix for her special or the money for her special, Pimp Chronicles just made $24 million in Atlanta alone. and he owns all of the production and shooting for all that shit. So he was putting shit in perspective for people. And he's like, listen, you can make the money out here, but the reason y'all don't, and he has the most specials to date put out.
You're right.
And he's like, y'all should be up here talking to me about how I got my Emmy and everything else like that. And like, even the interview's like, well, what do you cook? And she's like, what the fuck that has to do with anything? I'm up here talking about comedy and the special, and you asking me what I cook and how I treat my black daughters. So like, that's what really set him the fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, and he right about all of that, but don't nobody give a fuck.
The interviewer asked him.
No, I know that. And to see the thing about the interviewer, I think the guy, I think one of the guys used to be on tour with Katt, and I think
it was not Lorel, I think. No, it wasn't Lorel.
No, it was Lunel, but the guy who's actually, I think, Frank or whatever the dude.
Yeah, he's on there.
Yeah. So my point is, because we live in a world. Even Fat Joe has said that on Vlad about DJ Khaled. He told DJ Khaled he had the same deal for him when he started putting out his albums. And DJ Khaled said, no, I'm going to go over here with whoever, I think, I forget who he's with Epic now, but before that, he was with Asylum and some other people. But the point of it is, you can tell I tell niggas about shit all the time. It was one guy in particular I told, he was telling me, man, I was trying to get on because he had bought some games, right? I ain't gonna say his name, but he my dog. Now we don't hang out as much because me and him live different lives. He got signed. I don't have no desire to be signed. I don't want no deal. I ain't trying to take no deal. I'm not trying to give up none of my freedom. I'm already working a job. Why am I gonna go and I'm gonna put my entire career and my entire stock into another company for them to tell me what to do, and then once I can't, you know what I'm saying? So it's all, you know what I'm saying? I could work a job all my life. I could go to school. I can get a better job. I can invest. I can do all that shit all my life, right? But when it comes to the things that I actually love to do, I'm not finna give that up to nobody. You feel me? And that's where I'm at with it. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I completely agree with Katt Williams, but when you're coming out and you're disseminating this information, people only care about what's hot, what's popping. They don't give a fuck about ownership. Now they only care like in the instance with Lil Wayne and Birdman because Lil Wayne couldn't put no music out. But they really don't give a fuck that Lil Wayne was owed 51 million. They just wanted the fucking music. That's all, and it made for great content. And they end up making, if 50 Cent was right, they end up making up. They end up as cool again. They may not ever be in business together, but I guarantee you, if BG come out, they're gonna do the whole Hot Boys, Big Timers. Hell, Manny Fresh just got paid. He out here doing shows with Birdman again. So once everybody get their paper, it's all cool, and that's why I got a problem with GLC and Ryan Fest and all them niggas when Kanye decided he wanted to roll in town. But I don't even have a problem with them because that's them in their life. I just, if I was Katt Williams, it would have, it was sensational, but it would have rang off bigger and said, hey, look, Tiffany is talented. I knew her when she first came out. I had her on some shows. She's doing her thing. I want her to learn about ownership. It's all about how you spin this shit because they're going to end up making him be the villain. That's why LeBron James win. They don't fucking...
Katt always going to be the villain. That bitch in that interview brought up he had 19 felonies. He's like, I got 19 felonies but no convictions, so I'm not a felon. I didn't go to prison. I went to jail. Like, she already had her mind set up to slander the fuck out of him. It's no matter. Listen, anytime a black dude says what he actually is thinking... Yeah. That's when it's a problem.
No.
If Tiffany got on there, no, it is because if Tiffany, it is because Tiffany, when Monique was doing her thing, talking about she was happy for Tiffany, she never shit on Tiffany, she's never said nothing bad about Tiffany. Then they told her you need to shit on Monique and her husband and everything else in that Variety magazine cover, I think it was. Then Tiffany started shitting on Monique, and ain't nobody came to Monique's defense. Everybody said Monique deserved it. She was asking for too much money. Now we have Katt Williams. We have Katt Williams. We got Katt Williams coming out saying the same thing Monique said, Sinbad said, Lunel said, everybody done fucking said. For the most part, is that she ain't got no specials. How can she hopscotch over 49 other female comedians that deserve it? Black, white, Jewish, and Asian. How does she get this bag? And everyone's like, well, nah, y'all need to big up her and y'all need to be friends with her. Like, motherfucker, did we just forget that, what was it, Leslie Jones not too long ago was the new nigga of the month? With the fucking, and now they dropped her like a bag of hot rocks?
Oh, yeah, but see,
they're going to do the same to Tiffany. They're going to get tired of that loud black ratchet chick.
I mean,
they're gonna get tired of that. That's her only thing she got. Even in the Disney show, my nigga, because I investigated this nigga. I got my investigation / Sherlock Holmes on, right? I even went to the Disney Channel shit where she was on, and she was the loud black ratchet camp keeper. My nigga, really? Even in a child's show where you're supposed to be a teenager, you the loud black ratchet girl? Well, she been typecast to all fucking hell. She ain't got no future. She gonna have to switch it up soon.
Well, I mean, hey, she's right. That's why she picked
ride the wave, but you gonna need to do something because you about to hit the fucking reef, and we all know what happened when you ride the wave and hit the reef.
Well, see, this is the thing about it though. But the reason why, like I said earlier, what's his name? LeBron catches hell everywhere he goes because of his stance on the president.
He caught hell when he left Cleveland. He caught hell when he went back to Cleveland. He catching hell when he goes to Los Angeles.
Exactly.
Listen, but that's
hold up. But LeBron, the reason why everybody is rolling with LeBron and they not going up against LeBron because LeBron attitude is always
no.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying because he is very calculated. Even when he's upset, when he's giving it, like when he said about the president, it's always coming from a good. Like he always switches it back. So he's able to change the perception because he doesn't get angry. When your attitude, like O'Shea just,
it doesn't matter if you get angry, bro. They don't like LeBron. When he left to go to fucking Miami,
but you know
the fans burned his jersey.
Okay, but see, the thing is, the difference between LeBron and Katt Williams, because you got LeBron who is making all this money. He got a lot of ownership and stake in these deals, and same thing with Katt. He owns all his shit. The difference is people may not like LeBron, but they respect LeBron because LeBron, even through the bullshit, is still living his best life. He's still happy. He's not letting these people upset him. Whereas Katt Williams just goes off. And the reason why people won't fuck with Katt Williams and Mike Epps or whatever is because if you always that angry motherfucker, they're not.
Katt wasn't angry.
Well, the point of even if she said
he was laughing and eating her ass alive.
Okay, but I'm saying it even still, he could have kept him going back and forth. First of all, we need to stop.
Fuck this. I don't like where this is going. You blaming Katt Williams. I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm not blaming him, but he should not have went back and forth.
She shouldn't have asked that fucking question.
I would have walked out. I would have been like, you know what?
Why does he need to walk out of a venue where he was there to promote his shit?
Okay, no. I would have said, look. Or not even walked out and be like, look, either you gonna let me tell, because
that's what he did, and she got in her bag.
Okay, well,
go watch the interview, bro.
Okay, I gotta go back and watch. I'm gonna say I saw some clips.
He ethered her ass though. Only one person's hair is moving.
No, I heard the ether, but I was trying to hear the back. Cause see, my thing was I wasn't finna listen to the whole because I feel like we as men we need to stop going back and forth with these women because I said that. Last
that's
night.
The problem. We need to go back and forth with these bitches.
No, we don't. Because
we do. Because that's the problem. You let these women run around, say whatever the fuck they want to say, do whatever the fuck they want to do.
But if we start showing up and Katt Williams he can't see with Katt Williams, the difference between us and Katt Williams, we could show people on how to do ownership. We could show
Katt can too.
But Katt ain't gonna do it because
he has been doing it. The motherfucker said in the interview, I've had all my cars never leased or loaned. I paid cash. Sinbad did that on Sinbad's own TV show, where his son wanted a new GMC whatever pickup truck. He walked in there and said, "This is how you do it. You walk in here with $25,000 cash, and you hand it to the motherfucker, and you tell him you want your payments to only be $300 a month." We have evidence to that. The problem is it's not promoted mainstream because, let's just be honest, the motherfuckers that own the media don't want that out there. Ludacris said that in his albums. I signed myself to start signing my own checks. You got Jay-Z with Tidal. When he wanted the large Tidal, people were shitting on Tidal. He puts out an album with Beyonce talking about owning shit and painting some murals and shit, where he got her picking his hair out in the middle of the fucking Louvre, and they had issues with that. Anytime a black man stands up for himself to do his own black thing, is a fucking problem. But the thing that pisses me off about this whole shit is every other culture, every other race of man or ethnicity, wherever they may be, white or Asian or Chinese or Arabic or whatever, they stand up to their women, they talk to their women like they would talk to another motherfucker. They may not be as harsh, but they stand up to them and say, "Hey, we shouldn't do things this way. We should do things this way. Your way ain't gonna work. This way is better." But when it comes to us black men, we got to be subservient and let our women just say whatever the fuck they want to say. Like, no, I ain't with that shit. You doing it backwards. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You need to sit your ass down. Like, I don't even like on an interview, that show, Wanda was her name, right? And all her co-hosts were sitting there letting her dig in on Katt, and Katt was just taking it. And then he said, "Fuck it, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to get the strap, and I'm going to go off on your ass." And they sat there laughing. And numerous times in that interview, her co-host should have said, "Hold on, ease up off him. We here to do this." But they don't do that shit. They do the same shit on the Breakfast Club.
They do that shit. Yeah, you're right. But I'm saying
it's unfucking acceptable.
I'm saying we got to start. But I'm saying we got to start coming and doing it. What he doing more often. Because
yes,
bullshit goes on and on, and that's what I think that's what these gonna put these women in check is when we start coming in and as a whole. We got to start coming in, not just in entertainment, but we got to come in the community. We got to come in these schools. We got to tell, because like I was saying last night on Lupe's podcast, Circle of Black Love, keep that goddamn rubber on. Shit, that's what we fuck up all the time because we relinquish our power because the system is set up for us to fail, and the black women is the catalyst to do that shit because we keep throwing our dick all in the dirt and not strapping up and not throwing the condoms away, not confronting them and saying, "Yo, we need that's when we lose our power." That's why Samson right now in Branson is sold the fuck out because you got people from all, and I wish they would go on tour with that shit. They got this big ass, huge ass stage out there in Branson where they do all the special effects and shit like that. They need to take that shit off, and brothers need to see the story of Samson on how not to throw their dick straight off into the dirt. Excuse me, Jesus, but
no, there's countless stories like that. It's before you even get to the stage of throwing your dick off in the dirt. You need to be better be better at picking in the first damn place. So if you do decide to throw your dick off somewhere doing whatever, you still wrap it up because you don't want to catch no STDs and nothing like that either. But we have to honestly. We have to be better.
In the mouth. Excuse me.
Nah,
where my paper at, Breeze? Where my paper at? My shit just came back clean.
Sweet. But we gotta be better. We gotta be better at just straight up and down being better judges of characters and understanding that everybody deserves to have that part of you, and you should be very picky. But I feel like, and this is my honest feeling on it, the people that this information needs to be given to, they wouldn't be open to receiving it because they're so stuck in the lifestyle and the mentality that it's almost no hope of saving. So I don't really worry about them.
No, but we can't.
I said almost.
I said this the last episode. I ain't giving up on these niggas.
It's not just dudes. It's women too. Because it's just like
the men run it. The men run this shit. We set the presidents because we are the ones.
We don't set the presidents. We
gotta stop.
Even if she's not fucking Tyrone, if she don't fuck Tyrone. She don't fuck Jerome. She don't fuck Craig. She gonna fuck Billy.
Okay, but I'm saying we need to go as men,
and it's gonna still be our fault.
But we need to go still in our communities, Breezy, and start hollering at these boys, because we need to holler at them and tell them this is what's gonna happen. We need to take them around. We need to take them. We need to take these boys when they're young, and we need to take them because shit. If I had seen a girl beating the shit out of another woman for moving on or some shit, that Nas and Khalid shit, I would be more inclined not to fuck with these hoes like I did, because that was another problem that had fucked with my growth. I was dealing with depression and shit just like the rest of you niggas was. But see, I wasn't taking no drugs, whatever. I was out here chasing hoes. I was asking Breezy where the hoes was at, and and hoes was what? Say it, Breezy. Go ahead and say it. You said it before.
Wait, what?
Hoes was what? They was my what?
Weakness.
Exactly. So my point of it is that I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it was me, if I had just said fuck these hoes and just kept it moving. If I had been temporarily MGTOW until I got to, because that's what these females do.
Ain't nothing wrong with. I'd say like this.
These females will say fucking
ain't nothing
in a minute, and they'll go off and they'll get 15 degrees and go get a job and do all this other shit.
Ain't nothing wrong with what I like to call selective shopping. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Where you going?
It's a learned thing. It's just like
it takes time to learn it.
And when you don't have a man in your face going like with you, Breezy, you good with the hoes. Like your situation is different from mine.
Well, I learned hella early, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like your situation is different. You know what I'm saying? But like mine, we would have been. I don't do shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I'm just saying, like it would have been a whole different situation because, you know, it just would have been different.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, we don't need to be going back and forth in public. He need to pull her to the side afterwards and say, "Hey, what the fuck was you? What the fuck was that?" Even though y'all was laughing, he needed to get his boy who was on tour with him to say, "Yo, get the program director and pull her ass." They didn't do that. Pull her ass to the side and say, "What the fuck was your problem?" and go and do that, and then settle that shit. Because the next motherfucker that's on this shit, running shit, talking that talk, come up on there, and she got a beef or a hard on for them, then it's, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
But that's just how it goes, because, you know, Cosby did the same show with D.L. Hughley. He tried to talk to him off the air on his show and said, "Hey, listen, don't put that out there. I'm going through some shit, this, that, and the third." And DL took it personally and aired that conversation. And it's like, you can only do so much to help a person before you have to punish them by just not fucking with them. And unfortunately, it's coming to that point now where it's like, yeah, there are certain people. I mean, honestly, she's savable, honestly, because she's out there in the public, you know, doing interviews and shit. She's not like some crazy shit, you know what I mean? But it's like at some point, the best punishment is to just avoid those platforms, which is what Jay-Z does. Jay-Z's like, listen, all y'all gonna ask me about my drug trafficking shit. Y'all just gonna ask me about the shit I did with how I cheated on Beyonce. So I'm gonna do interviews on my own platform where I can control the questions and see what the general public wants to know anyway. It's the same shit with Kanye. And I don't blame these people for that, because it's like, I'm now getting an interview to answer the questions that are important, not whether or not how I feel about people looking at Ray J Smash Kim. Like, and unfortunately, you have a bunch of people out there that are very immature that feed into that who you dating now, what's he like in bed type bullshit, like with Angie Martinez on The Breakfast Club and how she got her own personal little show where she's out there talking about who kissing who and who doing what with who. You don't see that on the Spanish networks. You don't see that on the white networks. It's just, for whatever reason, when it comes to our people, they're being told to put this shit out there and put that on blast. And a part of it is we don't own our own media. That's number one. And number two, controversy. And number three, sex sells. And I think we might get to that point where we don't have shit like that, but it's going to take like another Cosby-esque person to push us in that direction. And all the people who are entertainers are going to have to get on board. I would love to have more people like LeBron. In fact, I like how you mentioned LeBron, because LeBron, you're right. He just gives a standard monotone answer. He'll be like, "I'm upset, da-da-da-da-da," and this, that, and the third. But even then, people on ESPN chew him up. Like, you had the one sport anchor say, "Well, LeBron shouldn't stick to politics. He should stick to just dribbling basketballs," which just amounts to nigga know your place. And it's like, there ain't no winning at times in the public when it comes to your opinion on certain subject matters. And this is why people get mad at our boy Marshawn Lynch. But it's like, if I say anything, y'all gonna crucify me. So I'm just not gonna say shit. And they still crucified him. And I don't know, but they need to do better. And I hope somebody pulled her to the side, or I hope Katt talked to her afterwards, because it's like, that was uncalled for. Because the interview was going great. They were laughing, having a good time, and then he was just explaining how he felt about everybody. Just honestly, like, for instance, I'll give you a good analogy, right? You got a truck, right? That's like me saying, oh man, my cousin, he's a great mechanic. He the best mechanic in the world, this, that, and the third. And I'm hyping this nigga up, and you ain't never seen this nigga work on a car. You ain't never seen him talk about how to fix your car, but I'm supposed to believe he's this big, world's greatest mechanic. And I think that's what a lot of people are saying. It's like, we want to see Tiffany's comedy special. We want to see what she got. And this is the same conversation that they were. You remember when Vine was a thing, and they were asking all the comedians, how do you compete in the world with Vine? And it's the same thing. I feel it's like, it's easy to tell a joke for 7 seconds to 13 seconds, but can you get on stage and tell jokes back to back for an hour? Yeah, and I think that's what that is.
I get that, but at the same time, I'm just of that notion of, I'm not finna that what worked for her don't work for me, and I would have kept it rolling. I would have just if he had came out and said, "Yo, Tiffany's doing her thing."
Which is what he said, but
I mean, he said that, but I would not have even kept going back and forth, because now the narrative is being painted that here come Captain Asshole once again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. So anyway, to the next topic, Block Boy JB.
Who? I'm gonna stop. Let me stop.
You know who Block Boy JB is.
Let me stop.
He do shoot Rover, look alive. He did a tweet this week. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? What the fuck? Hold on. He did a tweet. Shout out Hip Hop DX. I was trying to just go to his tweet, but shout out to Hip Hop DX anyway. I had saw it on there. I had saw it before, but he basically got. Can you see it, Breezy?
Yeah, I see it.
Trying to hurry up again. He says, man, every time somebody does my dance, they give credit to Fortnite game, but they ain't create nothing but the game. So basically, they taking money and credit for my shit. That's crazy. Man.
They're not taking money from you, but
they charging for that shit, and they need to go ahead and pay this nigga.
No, you don't own a dance.
No, he does. He the one came out with the shit. That's the same thing.
You cannot patent the dance.
I think you should.
You can't.
I'm just saying, you should. You should be able to. You should be able to patent the dance.
Here's what happens.
Or he needs to patent. He needs to patent the name of the names, and that way. And
they just change it. They give it a different name.
No, but still, they need to give him money for if you're going to use a dance move. I'm just saying.
I know you're saying it, but it's like can't do that.
I can't do this shit, right? The Klingon sign, they own this shit.
You can do that shit.
No, but I can't call it. I mean, but the point of
you can't call it a Klingon hand signature. You can't call it that, but everyone knows that's what it is. Okay, so they'll put it in there and say, "Oh, this is the love sign."
But they're charging for an emote. I don't think it should be. You shouldn't be able to charge for that shit either. And I think he need to take whatever label he on. They need to take Fortnite or take who makes Fortnite Epic Game.
They're gonna lose that.
No, he need to get something.
He ain't gonna get nothing. He'll get a credit, but
no, he does need to get credit, and he needs to get a piece of that residual off of that dance. That's what I'm just saying. I know what the law is.
Every motherfucker who moonwalks owns the nigga who taught Michael Jackson to moonwalk.
I mean,
every motherfucker that taught you how to do the peanut butter and jelly when that song comes out. Every motherfucker that does the two-step and the spin. Every motherfucker that does the head bob will start trying to charge. Like, I was the first one came out with the head bop, the head nod.
No, but I'm saying we know that Block Boy JB came out with shooting hands first. We know Soulja Boy came out with that. We know Shiggy came out with the in my those people that we can quantify, because back in the day we couldn't really prove if Michael did that shit or Elvis did that shit. We need to give the people that's credit. If you're gonna take that shit and put it in a game and you're gonna charge an individual, I could see if it was free.
Even if it was free.
I'm just saying. They need to get paid for that shit, or they need to patent that shit. You know what I'm saying? They need to. I would say make a video and then sell the video online.
Peep game. That means if he charges Fortnite for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says he needs to get a check. Every club, every concert, right? Where they might have people do that dance like at the Super Bowl or whatever. That's going to have to get cleared by whoever owns that dance.
Exactly.
They're going to have to pay him a check. And then that means anytime anybody in public does that dance, he can come after them and ask for that bag. Mm-hmm. So that is going to be super hard to fucking enforce and damn near impossible to enforce. Because you're talking about a bodily movement. You can't patent a bodily movement at all.
Okay, well... I just feel like he should get something, or they should.
He should get credited, but he ain't gonna get that bag.
Well, he should look. He needed to get something because
he'll get a shout out.
I don't think they went to him and said, "Yo," because he is documented for doing this shit first. They should have just gave him a credit. Yeah. Came to him and got his permission for the shit. Even though, like you said, no, I'm saying even though it's
you're right. They should have gave him a credit.
Documented. It's documented. It's not like. He just pulling it out his ass.
Bruh.
But
every song is documented. Every dance is documented. The fucking shoulder lean and, and I don't pull up my pants. I just do the rock away. Like, all that shit is documented. But they just won't call it that thing to still do that thing and then put it out in the product. Like, you can't get around that. And it sucks, but that's what it is. He ain't going to get a check, but he'll get a shout out at least.
And shout out Block Boy. He got a...
Because there's the Cabbage Patch is in fucking Fortnite. The fucking Moonwalk is in Fortnite. Like,
what was I finna say? What was I finna say? He got a cartoon will get ready to come out. But anyway, shout out Block Boy JB. And the last thing we gonna end on this shit, I guess. Nintendo Online.
Oh boy, that's gonna be trash.
Hey. $20 a year though, and you get to play all. You gotta keep paying it.
Otherwise, they delete your saves the next day.
And we ain't got really that much to talk about on that. But Sony is not backing down on crossplay. They didn't threw their sword in the dirt. They sword in the sand. They basically saying. They basically playing my They basically playing my song and saying fuck these niggas to the rest of the industry. And they not doing it. They basically saying PlayStation is the best place to play. Y'all want to play Fortnite against other motherfuckers, go play it on PC or play it against some other motherfuckers, but it ain't going down over here. What you think about that, Breeze? They keep
Sony's full of shit. They're full of shit that they're the best place to play that game Fortnite. PC is the best place to play Fortnite because you get all the mods and shit.
Well,
they're just Sony being petty.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when they wanted to do this shit, Nintendo and Microsoft laughed, and now they back on deck, and so
even back then, everybody was being fucking petty. There's no reason why. Because Sony did it with Portal 2, where you had, people playing Portal 2 on PS3 with PC, and there was some other game back then. I think it was, I want to say Halo or Destiny did it with Microsoft's platform, but it was, or Gears of War or some shit like that. But like, it's just Sony basically saying we're in the lead. We have no need to compromise and allow you guys to play with each other. Because Sony could totally be like, okay, we'll do it with the PC network and the PlayStation network, but not the Xbox network. But it's just Sony being Sony. Like, every company does this shit when they're in the lead. When they're in the lead, they're like, no, I don't have to fucking give the fans this because that's not where we make most of our money from any fucking way. As far as Sony is concerned, sure, Fortnite's good to have on our platform. It will generate sales for our platform. But overall, before Fortnite came into existence, y'all were playing a bunch of other shit and perfectly fine. So it is what it is. People will still go play it on PlayStation and be perfectly happy playing against other motherfuckers on PlayStation. But this is Sony being Sony. Don't worry, some shit will kick off with Sony, and then next thing you know, they'll be apologizing again like they did with the PS3 got hacked, or PSN got hacked, and they lost like 25 million users' fucking password data and shit because they saved it as a text file.
Hey. Yeah, that was kind of crazy as hell.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the companies do that shit. They save it as a text file. I don't know why the fuck they save it as a text file, but apparently they don't believe in the last level of security measures. But
but again, shout out to everybody everybody out here, man, that is not streaming, but making these videos about Mortal Kombat 11 because you know your boy broke it first. And shout out, what the hell? Shout out everybody because it's really going down. We really in the building. Decent Bitz Podcast, Big Killzown, Young Breezy. Go ahead, shout out Young Link Jr., Loopy, Midwest Hayes. Who else, man? They always shout me out. So shout out Geekly Podcast. And shout out to all of y'all, man, tuning in. Cause like I said, I could have been like a whole bunch of people and just did the top tens and the top, you know what I'm saying, all of that. Hell no, we got a German site. A German site, Breezy. Dog. Oh! Like, they don't speak no English.
They got Google Translate, bro.
No, but Breeze, look at this shit. Breeze, look at this shit. Look at this shit.
I am looking at it. I am looking at it.
It's going on. It's the shout out John in Real Gaming News. We did this shit. I gave niggas a couple of weeks to get on to it, but we on now, baby. This is all we've been on, but I'm just saying because I like when everybody dipped off of YouTube or whatever, when everybody was just doing, because everybody was asking me to do vlogs a long time ago, but you know, I don't believe in doing some shit just because everybody else is doing it. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, and fast and brass might not be the case, but free TK though. Hopefully he didn't shoot them people, and yeah, man, we in here, man. Let me see who up in the chat right quick. Let me see who up in the chat. Let's see up in the chat, man. Here. N1 Scorpion, what's up, baby? MK Hype, yeah, hell yeah. Let's talk about that right quick, Breezy. Let's talk about that right quick.
What, Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat 11. Do you think it's gonna Mortal Kombat 11? Do you think they're gonna take what they learned in MK9 and MK11? I mean MKX, and they're gonna make it that we're gonna have the best Mortal Kombat period. Because MK9 did a lot of stuff right. Story mode was the shit. We had a lot of different characters. MK11 beefed up the fatalities, beefed up the guest characters, beefed up the environmental stuff, beefed up the gore, which is what we wanted to see. And beefed up a lot of that.
I think it's gonna be sweet, along with the new Samurai Showdown game coming out.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different thing. I
Gotta wait and look and see what that's gonna look like. But I don't know, man. I know Mortal Kombat gonna be way better than what Street Fighter is. Even though Street Fighter then got updated, Tekken then finally got updated, and they sweet. I'm still playing Spider Man, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. The boy M1 Scorpion, shout out to him. Um, and one last thing, we can kind of have this conversation. We can continue it later on if you want to. But how do you feel about games as a service, Breezy? Because I feel like with all we were just talking about the fighting games and the season passes and the patches and all those different things. I just feel like now as a grown ass man, because when we were younger, we had all the time in the world to play games. Like the weekend, once you got out of school and once you got home, you did your homework for the weekend, so you wouldn't have to worry about it. Or you did it before you even got up off the bus, so you could get home. You could play the game on the weekend. You was just on the game all weekend. You know, you might have did your chores. So about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you on the game. You know what I'm saying? You on the game. Your room clean. Your chores is done. Your homework is done. You on the game all weekend. But now as grown people, we got to work. We got to drive to get places. We ain't getting picked up and dropped off. And I see a lot of people like, I think Fortnite is so cool because, kids ain't got to play for it. Mamas ain't, you ain't got to even get PlayStation Plus for Fortnite for real. You can just play that shit for free, literally, and I had to play nothing else. So, how do you feel about games as a service? I think it's good in certain aspects, and other aspects when you got, EA and 2K and all these companies just trying to run the prices up so you can spend more and 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 more money needlessly. How you feeling though, Breezy?
I think games as a service should be something that's game dependent, as in certain games should have it. Like I think Madden should be a game as a service,
yes,
because you have constant roster updates and stuff like that. Same thing with like FIFA or NHL. Any sports games to me should be as a service, because that way you wouldn't have to keep buying, paying 60, then the DLC, and then all that extra shit. That's my take on it. I think even some first person shooters like Call of Duty should be done that way, because they alternate years and they're not really doing huge, major, crazy improvements or new modes and stuff like that. They've kind of stuck to the same old copy, cut, paste formula. And I think they'll do better to just collect a huge bag and then do a big release in like 4 years or some shit, or 3 years. But I think it works for some games, other games not. Like I'm not even a big fan of the monthly subscription service to like places like PSN or Xbox Live. I think that's bullshit. I think I should only pay one company for my internet access. I understand you have servers and shit for your game that you need to have the lights on for. Well, guess what? Put that in the initial price of the game. I don't want to go get a game, plug it in, or like a platform like Sony's platform or Xbox platform. You go to that platform, you're like, oh, you got to pay $19.99 a month for internet access to their service. I think that's bullshit, because then you're paying twice the amount of life for the console if you have like say a PS4 for 5 years, right? And then you do 5 years times however many dollars it is for PSN. That's what the actual price of the console is to me at that point. Just to own it and keep it up to date, unless you play a bunch of single player shit and no multiplayer shit. But I don't know. I think it's a game by game basis for games as a service. That's how I feel about it.
Okay. So that's about it. I'm about to relax for a quick second because we've been talking for about an hour and a half. About an hour. Damn, we did a lot in an hour, Breeze. Normally we be going back and forth forever, and
what you did with that Joe Budden shit? I'm not fuck that. I might put on his neck. Fuck that.
He ain't let up.
I am firm.
I'm different, man. I'm cool on the beef. My attitude is different, man. I'm just trying to I'm trying to keep these bills paid. I'm trying to stack my money up. And I don't want no beef and no smoke with nobody, man. You can say what you gonna say.
He retired. He ain't gonna do shit.
No, I'm just talking about people, period. You can say what you gonna say as long as you don't put your hands on me. We Gucci. I ain't worried about none of that. I ain't worried about, like I said, oh boy, at the beginning, much love to everybody that even covered the video. You know, shit, I'm tired. I'm trying to relax. We gotta get back. We gotta get back to it here. In a minute. So, you know, shit, I'm just trying to relax and enjoy this Sunday, man. I was gonna get out here and jug, but I think I'm gonna relax. Might go get me some ice cream. I don't know what you finna do, Breezy.
Well, I got this meeting I gotta do with this not artist, programmer, and then I'm probably gonna get something to eat myself, and then I gotta see what my chick up to, cause I'm trying to see what's up.
Yeah, well, walk light, Breezy. Walk light. I heard what you said on that show earlier. Why you putting our business out there, nigga?
Nah, she ain't like that.
Damn, it's a different world here, man. Breezy then gave up all the holes and.
No, I ain't gave up all of them. I'm window shopping. Don't put that out there.
No. Breezy a good man. Black men don't cheat. And
I'm not gonna cheat. Like, listen. I've told her, and I've had many conversations with her about this. I'm gonna tell you what's up. No, okay, fuck this. I'm not talking about this. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna tell you what's up. And if you know, I'm gonna give you whatever. But it's like, yo, if some shit pops off, and I'm like, yo, we ain't gelling like we used to, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm outie. Like, I don't like cheating. I think that's bullshit. I think you should give the person that you're with an opportunity to adjust if you want something different. Like, you know, we've been doing it in the bed for like the last, 6 months. Let's try the fucking kitchen. You know what I mean? And if they can't adjust to that shit, if they can't adjust, then it's like, all right, well, I want out. And I mean, it's not just sex, of course. It's other things. But it's like,
I ain't fucking in the kitchen. I got shit.
Well, no, I just named the kitchen, the name of place, because I smell some food being cooked and I'm hungry now. But I'm not saying it's just about sex, but it's like, it's just things in general. Because, like, for instance, you like movies, right? Mm-hmm. Your girl may not be a movie type person. It's like, look, babe, it's the end of the year. Let's go to the Red Box. Let's try watching some movies. I'm sure there's some came out you done seen. And if the bitch don't want to watch no movies ever, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to find me a movie buddy or something like that, or I'm just gonna have to change up. And it's just that's just relationships, man. Not everybody stays, you know, the same. Everybody change over time. They taste change and shit like that. Like, this chick don't even like liquor like that. She prefers like champagne and wine and shit. And I'm like, okay, well, I like my liquor, but I'll get you your champagne or whatever.
I'm telling you, Bree, I've been trying to get your ass to get some Bel Air for some months now. You just won't do it.
I might.
I've been trying
but you be talking about that shit like you sponsored by them niggas. You be like, oh, you gotta get this Bel Air.
Bro, it's good. Like, I drank the Kool-Aid. I ain't gonna lie. I drank the Kool-Aid with Rick Ross, and you know, shit. Oh damn, I got 9 hours to spend this box London money and free shipping with $50 per. No, see, I ain't finna do all that. I'm just gonna pay the damn ship. But anyway, all I'm saying is, because they got these Prince Pops on her, and they send me like 8 emails in the last day. But anyway, what I'm saying is fuck. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So what I'm saying is this. No, that shit is legit. Like, I was surprised, and Ross ain't even promoting this shit no more. I think he went to fuck around, got a stake in the company, and he's still doing, you know, shit. I was already eating that Wingstop, so he didn't even have to call, and they go good together. I was just like, this motherfucker's a genius. And normally I don't like drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here doing Zans and Molly's and Percocets and lean and all the other bullshit like these niggas is out here doing. But understand, when I saw that shit, you know, I'm not even a drinker like that either, because I don't like not being in control. But I can sit here and drink me, you know, about a third of that bottle in the first sitting or whatever, and be feeling groovy. And then, you know, I pour a little bit in the tub or whatever, and sit there and with my pretend cigar, act like I'm Tony Montana, and I give me a little Lush bath bomb, and I sit there for about 2 hours and think about life, and you know, then I get up out there before I get all crinkly. But you know, that was for the ladies though, Breezy. So my bad. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, you know. And then sometimes I like going to the hotel with the Bel Air because you got the even bigger at. Because my tub is big. I looked up. But then you got the even big ass tub that you can pour that shit in with the jets and in the bubble bath and the bath bomb and the Epsom salt, and you got the shorty in there soaking and bathing and getting right, and you in the shower on the other side, and you know what I'm saying. Life is beautiful, so you just get you some Bel Air, and you know, hell, the chick, my homegirl, right? We always talk about, you know, what if me and her was together or whatever, which it won't happen because we don't. Me and her too totally different. She a girly girl. I like, you know, like sitting. I like being in the house playing the game and shit like that. She like going out and looking cute. Well, she don't even like going out, but she, you know, got her kid or whatever. So she like doing this shit. I'm not going to see goddamn Teen Titans go if it's the last thing I got to fucking do. But she got kids, so I, you know what I'm saying. And she do her like my mama. So it's like my mama was trying to get me to get on her. So I was just like, nah, I'm cool. We still cool, but it ain't like I don't know. I think she like, you know, because she don't be called. She ain't trying to call me, you know, when I ain't seeing her. We just when I see her in the street or whatever. But the point of it is this: that Bel Air is that shit free. So you need to get you go get you some, put it in the freezer, Breeze. You got listen to me. You gotta do it just like this. Go get you some, put it in the freezer, and wait about 30 minutes before it freeze and bust. You gotta take it out and then you pop it, hold your thumb over the top so it don't blow up, it don't shoot off in the air. And you know, let it sit when you put your thumb over because it's gonna pop like a champagne bottle and hold that top and take the little metal piece because you can put it on top of there and put it in the back of your refrigerator so you drink it later. But I'm just telling you, you drink that, sit there and drink that. You'll be all right. And if you want to go the extra mile, go ahead and go get you, you know, a strawberry Rita and then just pour a little bit of the strawberry Rita, some Kool-Aid, and then pour the Bel Air in there. Get you some gin or some vodka you could throw on top of that if you really want to go all the way and get fucked up, or you want to feel a little groovy and loose. You know, get you a couple styrofoams. You can get her the little champagne glass, and you'll be on your way. This has been the Beatz and Bitz podcast.
Yeah,
it's not. We're not yet endorsed by Bel Air, but shit. If we get the numbers, when we get to doing those numbers, I wouldn't mind having a Bel Air sponsorship. Just give me shit. Matter of fact, I got some shit I'm gonna tell you after we get off of here, and before you leave, because I just thought about this. Well, I've been thinking about this shit, but we finna get up all. We out of here. Beatz and Bitz podcast. We see y'all niggas next week. Peace.
yeah.